Okay, so what we've got is a thermostat bypass for a 6L80. I have two of these videos on here about this bypass. I'm not going to explain how this works too much because my other videos goes in detail about how that works. What I keep getting questioned about is why don't I just flip the thermostat over and run it as what they call flip the peel. So I'm going to show you why that I don't do that, and really I don't see a whole lot wrong with doing it. It's just not the way I'm going to do things. So but I'm going to show you what keeps me from doing that and why I'm not interested in doing it. So what we got, if you take everything out of it, you've got the thermostat and the spring and everything here. So if you reach down in here and you feel down inside this thing, it's got a tapered slot down in there. Now when this is shoved down, it's shoved down against that slot and that hole down in there, and that's what shuts your fluid off. So when you flip this around, you are sliding the back end of it down in there like that. And then you put the spring in here. When you put this down, it pushes the spring down against that piece down in there. Now this is the main reason why that I don't like doing this, and the reason I won't never do it on any of my customers' cars is because this piece is a bypass, a delete for this bypass. And what it does is it shuts the fluid completely off from making that circle, and it sends it through the cooler. And I'm going to show you, look at the size of the bore down in there, the hole down in there. You see how big that is? Look at the size when you flip this over. Look how small this is. So what happens, that thing can move around down in there like that. And that anything in a transmission, guys, I've been in this business pretty much my whole life, and I'm going to tell you, if anything can go wrong in a transmission, it's just sitting there waiting to happen. It's going to happen eventually. So with this thing moving around in there like that, I'm not interested in switching these over. Another thing, I've watched some videos on some guys that are doing this, and when they flip this over, they're not pulling this pin out. Well, this thing is still heating up, and you're still pushing this pin. Let me see if I can pull it out. You're still pushing this pin, and this pin falls right down in that chamber down in there. Now I've dropped it down in there, and I have tried to work it out of there through these hoses, and I can't do it. It won't come out of there through those hoses. But I will show you, if you drop it in this way, it'll drop right out the bottom through that other hole there. If I can get it to do it. Let's go the other direction. Yeah, see? It'll drop right out through those holes. So if there's a way for this pin to get out of there and get in your transmission, it'll find its way. So that's the reason I don't do this. If you do plan on doing this, then make sure you pull this pin out before you do it. I'm not for sure what this is filled with, what would come out of that hole and get in your transmission. I don't know nothing about that. But I can tell you, this is why that I don't just turn this around and use it to block that fluid off. These parts that I'm showing you, I have another video, and you might want to watch it, on how to install this stuff. But I have a Sure coil on there, a Superior, and then I have a Transgo bypass delete. I have a link below on this video, if you're on your cell phone, it'll probably say more. Just push that button. It'll take you to a couple of links down there that will show you the price of these things. And I'm telling you guys, it's just not worth taking a chance on anything going wrong flipping this thing over. I just don't like to do it. It's just not something that I can see as long time, you know, lasting a long time in this transmission, because like I said, when it comes to transmissions, these things are designed to last and they are designed to fail. And if there is anything in there that can make a transmission fail, it will find a way to tear it up. And when a transmission starts to go, like something like this little pin or this thing not closing fluid all the way off or something like that, you take a big risk of destroying, because once transmissions start to come apart, they don't stop, guys. They just keep coming apart. It's a domino effect. You know, you lose a set of clutches, and that set of clutches will stop the filter up, and the filter will stop the fluid pressure, and the fluid pressure will burn out other clutches, and before you know it, you've destroyed your whole transmission. So yeah, that's why I don't do it. If you are doing it, then good luck to you, but I'm not going to do it. And guys, if you're watching my videos, I'm explaining to you why. So I hope this video helps you, and please subscribe.